found 15 new Minecraft seeds, and one of them may just be the one you use for your next Minecraft world. I found a glitched end portal that's fully working, an incredible Lush Cave Island, a Mountaintop village, some cherry grove circles, and much more. Let's go ahead and find out if one of them will be the one you use for your next adventure. I find a lot of cherry grove circle seeds, and the biggest request I get is to find some that are smaller because of render distance or whatever other reasons. So here's one that may work for somebody who had that request. You spawn right into the world up on the elevated cherry grove, and in the middle is a flattish plains area that is perfect for building. You even get a dripstone cave opening. Really just the same thing as most cherry grove circles I share, just on a smaller scale. If you do like cherry grove circles, stay tuned because later in the video I'll have another seed with one. I found this seed with a glitched end portal. Not really sure why this happens, but it looks really cool. You spawn right on the edge of a Badlands biome, and just nearby there's a desert village. And it has a blacksmith, which is always a nice find. Personally though, I really like this village over here. Even without the glitched portal, I may have just shared this seed because I always like the look of mesa villages. Just a quick reminder, I play on Java Edition. While Bedrock and Java share the same terrain generation, structures don't always appear in the same spots. So things like this village or the stronghold will probably not be there on Bedrock. If you travel through the desert and into a savanna, that's where you'll be able to find the stronghold underground. Of course, that's where you'll find this end portal, which you can go ahead and use without even collecting any eyes. This really does just look awesome. Happy to find it. I really like this island village seed here. It just looks really awesome isolated far out in the ocean like this. We get some of the forest here, and it feels like they cleared out some of that to build the village here. This little ravine going through the forest looks pretty cool. And as always with these, I like how some of the village generates out in the ocean like this. This little ocean ruin conflicting with the building here is pretty interesting too. There's just so much to like about this one. This is one of my favorite mountain circle seeds. The mountains themselves aren't all that exciting. They could be a bit taller, but they're good enough. The middle valley area though is just great. We have 3 different biomes with the forest, cherry grove, and the plains. And there's a village here too. I mean, I always like the look of cherry grove villages, so having this one in the middle of a mountain circle like this is just awesome. Everything combined here just looks fantastic. The woodland mansion in this seed is covered in jungle terrain. I just think it looks really cool. I always like the look of unique woodland mansions. The entrance to this one is here along the water, tucked into a cliffside. Inside, I found lots of terrain, lots of vines, and some great views out the windows. That all goes along with alleys, some loot, and plenty of other rooms to explore. The jungle, dark forest, stony peaks, and water terrain around spawn could be a great atmosphere for some building. My mind instantly goes to like a pirate themed build with all of that personally. I'd love to see what somebody could do including this mansion into a build. This lush cave cliff island looks absolutely incredible, and making it even better is the fact that it's a mountain island. The rest of the island is all just dark forest biome. At first, I saw this cliffside, which looks pretty awesome, but then I saw this side and I knew it was a seed I needed to share. This is just awesome. I personally like the floating mushroom part here. Some of the island has some shorter cliffs like these, but the tall cliffs are what really stand out on this one. Oh, and by the way, the lush cave itself is just amazing too. Like I said, the island just looks incredible. After watching the video, remember to go check out my blog where you can see all the seeds and coordinates I show today. It makes it really easy for you to copy and paste a seed and remember where everything is. Just click the link in the description or pinned comment to get there. I found some villagers who decided to live up here on top of some mountains. The spawn in this world is in these frozen peaks near some stony peaks, and we are really high up near the generation height limit. The village is right near spawn in a really tiny plains biome that managed to generate all the way up here, and it looks pretty cool with all the snow and ice and just the mountains around. Actually, mountaintop villages like this are some of the most requested types of seeds I get in comments for whatever reason. And yeah, I mean, this is definitely a really unique looking village, so I can see why people would want to see something like this. I guess the villagers are just setting up shop down here in a lush cave. I mean, I could think of worse places to build at, I guess. You spawn up here in a pale garden biome, and nearby in the dark forest and meadow, you can find the village. The look of the village inside of the dark forest is pretty cool, and honestly, all of the terrain around spawn looks pretty nice. There's a cave opening ravine type thing here, and of course that's where you can go to find the village down in the cave. This big cave itself looks pretty cool too, with it having both lush cave and dripstone cave sections. The cave section connects to a mineshaft, and there's a trial chamber underneath it too. Adding in parts of the village down here just makes it even better. Well, this is a pretty interesting looking island seed, I'd say. I mean, anytime you get that windswept terrain, it's sure to look a bit crazy. It elevates pretty high up with the natural arch type area at the top. Adding a village into the area just makes it that much crazier, especially with it going up the side of the windswept terrain with the paths reaching up towards the top. And by the way, the two churches generating right next to each other looks kinda cool here. There's a shipwreck near the island sticking out of the water. This could be a cool base type area while you work on whatever you have planned for the island. So let me know, what would you build here? Spawning into this seed near this little waterside woodland mansion area is pretty cool, and I know one thing for sure, if you want trees, well, this seed has lots of them all around. But yeah, I think this little lake here, combined with the cliffs and the mansion, just looks awesome. The entrance to the mansion is pretty cool. Of course, it goes all the way down to the water, but this side gets cut off with the stone cliff area, and then a little bit is cut off here too. This middle section goes down with the cobblestone, and the foundation over here does too. It all just looks really unique. Inside the mansion, I found some mossy cobble boulders along with some other pieces of terrain, and of course, there's plenty of rooms to check out too. Just a really cool looking seed here. This is easily one of my favorite lake village seeds I have ever found. You start here in this little forest, and on the other side of the forest you can find the lake. We get a few different biomes surrounding the lake, with the desert being the most prominent. The village being one path is just awesome. I love that it connects to the land so it's like a pier, and then it just leads to a mason's house at the end. Yeah man, this is just such a unique Minecraft seed, definitely one of my favorites I've found in a while. These witch hut mansion seeds have become one of my favorite types of seeds to find in Minecraft. I just think they look awesome. It's like the witch just decided to take up residence on the roof for whatever reason. Maybe it's an easy way to avoid paying rent or something. I mean, you do get a great view of the world from up here, so I can see why living here would be pretty nice. There's also this random line of blocks that generates up on the roof. Not sure exactly why it's here like this, but it looks pretty cool. There's just a lot happening on the roof of this woodland mansion, I guess. I found a mountain circle seed that I think looks pretty interesting. The valley in the middle is almost perfectly divided between two biomes. We get about half dark forest over here and half pale garden over here. All of this is surrounded by some frozen peaks, which look great. This part here flattens out a bit, but the tall sections really make up for it. While exploring, I kept thinking about how before 1.21.4, this entire area would have just been dark forest biome. Honestly, I think this version looks way cooler. This Minecraft seed has a never-ending mineshaft, and it's right underneath spawn. You spawn here in this plains biome that's next to a jungle. There's a village nearby. Honestly, this area isn't too bad for a nice little spawn base. Over on the other side of the windswept hills, if you go underground, you can find a stronghold. I mean, having a stronghold so close to spawn just makes this seed so much better. And of course, finally, if you go underground beneath spawn, you can find the infinitely repeating mineshaft. Of course, they go all the way to the world border, and you can find a bunch of these throughout the world. These are always just so great to find. This cherry grove circle looks absolutely incredible. You'll spawn just outside in the plains biome, which makes for a great starting spot, and there's even a ruined portal nearby with a golden apple waiting for you. Climb up into the cherry grove, and you'll get a fantastic view overlooking the middle plains area, which is a perfect base building area. There's also this really awesome looking dripstone crater here, this ruined portal here with some golden carrots that's also next to more dripstone caves, and even a small plains village over here too. I mean, cherry grove circles just don't get much better than this one. Easily one of my favorites I've ever found. If you want to see more of my favorite Minecraft seeds, check out one of the videos on screen now. Thanks for watching. I'm out of here. See ya.